What's up guys, and welcome to my channel, Flame4. This video we're going to do the Flux and the Christmas tree mod from Chloe Powell, Corrie, Hollingsworth and Mike Lane. So these are just such a great addition. If you don't have these, I recommend, if you actually want the DeLorean to look like you thought it would look like, then I would go grab these. Prices obviously, I don't think they vary, but obviously I would just confirm with them how much obviously these are. They're around about £80 each, so definitely something that you need to have if you're serious about this DeLorean, and this is something you need to have in this DeLorean. I'll tell you now, this is just amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an unboxing video of this, and then also I'm going to do an installation video, and I'm just going to show you a few little tweaks. Obviously, if you are as far as I am already, if you are not and you haven't actually put your flux in or your Christmas tree, then you are on a winner really. So if you could just see just the details. So the pipes come on the side, the two pipes come on the top, they are already pre-molded. The side one, I just got a gold Sharpie and I coloured that in, so you can do that if you want to. If you want it to sort of like stay the same as it did when you started building it, then you can go ahead and do that. It's quite an easy modification to do, and I did do that on my one. So we're going to take the Christmas tree out again, and you can see how much time, how much effort, how much detail they've taken to do these extra parts, these extra modifications. And this personally should have been how it looked when we did this anyway, because obviously this is an add-on, but I feel that when we are paying this much money, we should have had something similar to this, not just two LEDs for the Christmas tree and one LED for the flux. It shouldn't have been like that. Right, so these extra wires here are not going to make any sense to you right now, but at the end, towards the end of the video, I'm going to show you how to wire it up, and I'm hoping my instructions are just as easy if you're kind of getting a bit stuck on how to do it. I hope that my instructions will help you ease you into how to do it with a simple guide. So they have obviously give us the instructions to do it like that, so they showed us how to put it together, but you know, sometimes it's just a nice video to show you how to do it is better. Right, so the first thing I did, if you have already done this, is just pull those silly little green LEDs out of the way that are meant to be the Christmas tree. Then take off you can throw it to the side if you want. I did. So that was the Christmas tree attempt right there. That's just obviously held in by some screws. I will do a comparison here just so you can see. So, I mean, their ones are obviously full of LEDs. You get a lot more thickness in there. And that's obviously because it has actually got something in it as opposed to just the two LEDs like we just said. But yeah, quality-wise, it looks pretty much the same. But the detail and the effort they've gone into is a lot better than obviously what Eaglemoss have supplied us. So we're going to move on to removing the flux. So just take out all the screws that hold on the top pipes and the bottom pipes, and you know, the two screws that hold the back in, and then it's quite easy to take off. So you don't really need to do too much. You can install it like this, but I will strip it down a bit more just so that we can obviously take the back off and do it properly. And I'm also waiting for some Mike Lane pieces as well, mods. So hopefully when I get those, we'll be able to do that. So this is just kind of a comparison next to each other, just so you can see on here that the flux is the detail with Mike Lane stickers, you know, how much Chloe and Corrie have put into making the flux box. It's bigger, better, and it just looks great. It really does. Right, so these are where I just taken them off. So all I did is disconnect everything from the back and took it off. You will need to drill a hole where the new flux is going to go. You don't have to use a set drill piece like I have used here, but you know, I like to use these because you can kind of, if you need to go bigger, you can, and if you don't have to look for drill bits. So you can just use a drill bit, but just make it big enough so that those wires fit through. I'm just going to show you close up in a moment just where they go. So as you can see, where the old flux used to be, there was obviously no hole at all, because we only had to just push in a tiny little LED into the back of it, but now we have to allow for some wires. So just push those 3 wires through, and then it does show that you can screw it on. I've chosen not to screw it on. I'll show you how I put mine on in a moment. But you know, it's quite a light box. It's not heavy, it's quite light. As you can see here, I painted that side pipe. Just make sure that when you put it on, everything lines up. If you need to move the hole up or down, you can at this stage before you go and fix it into place. And just make sure everything goes where you want it to go. So that's kind of just sort of a lining up sort of thing. So here, as you can see, I got some double-sided sticky tape from Wilko's. You can use the 3M stuff if you want to. Just cut a couple of pieces and then just stick them onto the back. It holds it on absolutely fine. This stuff is really sticky. So once you've got it into place, obviously make sure you've got it in the right position where you want it, because once it's stuck, you're going to have to probably peel it off and then redo the stickers. But I didn't want to screw it on. I just felt like I didn't want to just put screws into the back of it. If I did, I would have made sure it was more secure, but I just felt like it didn't need it. Right, so once you've lined it all up and got it into position, what you'll need to do is just push it down firmly. Just be careful not to push through the window or anything like that. So I recommend just pushing on the edges of the flux itself, and just make sure you're happy with the position. If you're happy, then yours will look a bit like this. So I'll kind of give you a detailed look of it close up so you can see. So there you go. So that's just with it stuck on. There's no weight to it at all, so I feel like you don't need to. The two pipes that we took off the top are obviously that we will put back on. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But first of all, we're going to install the Christmas tree, and then we'll get back on. We will put them two pipes back on the top just to put the detail back into to the flux. So again, take your set drill piece, or just get a nice sort of like a plastic drill piece and drill a bigger hole. But you need to do this because obviously you need to make sure you've got a hole for the wires to go into. So just make sure you do it carefully, make sure you do it safely, don't hurt yourself. If you're quite young and you're doing it, maybe get adult supervision. If you're not obviously keen on doing it yourself. But just trying to prove that anybody can kind of do this mod, and this mod is just something that I feel that this needs. I wasn't going to modify mine in any way, but you know, when you see the result at the end, you will agree with me that this is how it should look. Right, so once you've done that, you just need to feed the 3 wires from the Christmas tree through the little hole that you've made. So we'll just go ahead and put those through, and then we'll get on to, with this Christmas tree already, there is actually a sticker on the back of it, so they've pre-done the sticker on there. So you don't need to go and get double-sided sticky tape for that. It was just for the flux. They have obviously got pre-drilled holes in the back of the flux, but I don't know why. I just felt like I didn't need to screw it in. I just wanted to stick it on because I see that the Christmas tree was stuck on. I just felt I could position it better, and it'll go in the position I want it to go in. Considering that this is a modification, it's just obviously better that you can just put things where you want to, just in case like it needs to be lined up a little bit, move to the left, move to the right, you know, up and down, whatever. It's just there so that you can put it in the position you want to put it into. So once you've lined up the Christmas tree and you're happy with the positioning, then just push down. Again, I wouldn't recommend pushing down too hard, although if you have seen this modification, you will see that Chloe has tested these, and she's thrown them with water, she's thrown them on the floor and stuff like that, and they've worked absolutely fine. So I mean, pushing on it a little bit probably isn't going to matter too much, considering we've seen her safety test. But if you want to be safe, just obviously once these are on, they're on, and I haven't tested them yet. So if you want to, I would suggest testing them first. So there you have it. So looks absolutely perfect, I think. Looks how it should look. I ain't going to be able to put all this back together at the moment. The reason being is obviously, like I said, I'm waiting for Mike Lane's modifications, and I'll be putting them on, so I'll be stripping down the dash even more. If you want to put the pipe on, what you need to do is the bit that lays on top of the flux, cut that off with a pair of scissors. You can sand it down, you can file it down. Any way you do it, just make sure that the end is flat like that. Don't cut the bit off where it goes into the back of the board. Make sure you just cut the bit off that goes onto the top of the flux, because obviously that's the bit where it doesn't have a pre-drilled hole. You just need to push it into place. As you can see, the one on the left as well, the yellow and black pipe, I've done the same right there. And it just adds that bit of detail back to it. And they do fit on top of the box. As you can see, all you have to do is cut off that tab where it will go on. If you're not sure, if you think it's going to fall off, to put a dab of super glue on. That's all you will need. Right, so we're going to move on to where the wires come through the back. Obviously, we want it to look as neat as possible. So just using the same tabs you did with the single wire that went through, put these wires into the position where them other single LED wires would go through. Just so you've got a bit more neatness in there, and then you're ready to move on to the next stage. What we're going to do, why I've got it off, I've repainted those little purple things because I did it on the new issues that have just come out. And as you can see, they just give them a bit more brightness. I did super glue them in, and then I pushed the pipe over. So this is just something I wanted to do at the stage when I was doing it before, and I didn't get a chance. So now I will. So this is the wiring diagram. Obviously, they have done the wiring diagram for us, but I just want to kind of show you in real time. I know this has been done before, but you know, the more people that show you, then the less likely you are to get it wrong. So the yellow wire just clips into the yellow wire. That's the simple one. That's the one that links the two. They have labeled them. So the one for the tree, the black wire, follow it all the way through, and that will plug into the circuit board. Where it goes onto the circuit board, as you can see here, that goes into number 15. So the tree goes, the black one for the tree goes into number 15. And then we're going to go for the black one. I'm just going to keep to the black as well. The black one for the flux, follow that round, put on the extension, and that goes into number 16 at the bottom. As you can see, it goes in the bottom pin. The bottom pin is the negative, so that's where you want to put it, put that wire. So they have labeled this as well. So the red wire for the tree just plugs in to the main cable, which goes into the bit that would go into the actual car itself. So obviously that bit that goes into the car would generally just plug into the back of the EM board, but now it plugs into the new circuitry. So the flux red wire, again, is just the one for the main wiring one. So that just goes into the EM part there. So as you can see, that's the main harness that goes straight from the power box. And you can see here the red wire's on the top to match the red wire to the black wire. So the negative and the positive will just go the same as they do. Make sure that they do that. You don't want to short anything out. And you want to make sure that obviously it is plugged from there onto the EM circuit board here. So the red wire goes at the bottom and the negative wire goes at the top, just so that it's on the right way there. And that's what will drive the power to the main board itself. So if you've done that, then you should be ready to go. So all you need to do is press number 4, that is number 4, on the switchboard in the middle, if you've still got your switchboard in the middle, and then that should now sync up and work absolutely fine. We'll just show you here. So there you go. So it's already gone through a bit of a cycle. It's just sort of sorting itself out. And we'll switch the lights off so we get a nice detailed look at it. So with the lights off, you can kind of tell that it is going to look amazing. Look at that. I mean, compared to what it was like before, you've seen my videos before. It's all in sync. It automatically syncs up. There you go. Goes into the time flash, goes back down, and then it works absolutely fine. So guys, I mean, I don't even need to tell you. This is just a must-have. Got to say a massive thanks to Chloe, a massive thanks to Corrie, and a massive thanks to Mike for these decals, because, you know, all of this put together, them three are just making what this DeLorean should be. So thanks very much to them. Guys, you've been watching Flame With 4. That's how you install the Flux and the Christmas tree. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.